That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
And I'm downtown Andy.
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 Welcome. We're here to talk and bring some civil discourse to an otherwise discordant world. Last week...
Geez, you're not even going to ask how I am anymore? Damn. You cold, Obi-Wan.
I almost got a sentence out, and it would have gotten around to asking you how you are. But while we're on the subject, how are you?
Oh, this and that.
Yeah, here and there.
What was it? Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah? I've heard.
I've heard. Last week, we got a little controversial, and the internet reacted to it.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you, internet.
Thank you for your downloads.
Yeah, thank you for your downloads. Thank you for the thumbs up, even the thumbs down. Who gives a shit?
Thank you for your negativity.
Thank you for giving it the time to,
Because two negatives do make a positive.
It's true.
You learn that in school.
Ask science. But that was fun, and we're gonna keep it a little light today. Probably.
I just remember something about left side fascism.
Yeah, do you not remember what we talked about last week?
A lot's happened since last week.
A lot has happened since last week. Oh boy.
We are surrounded at the moment.
On all sides.
Somebody is brushing up against my heel.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's... Oh.
Is it the big one or the little one?
It's the little one.
Okay. Well, let's get to the rules so we can get to this story. We have 3 rules here in the bubble. Yeah? 3 rules. For the sake of civility. No judgment, nothing personal, and don't be a dick.
So much for the clever setup.
Well, I was giving you the opportunity to set up, but you're a little distracted right now.
That's right.
Dare say a tad distracted. I'm also distracted. Look at this precious dog.
They're like sharks in the water.
They are. I don't know what they're smelling. They're smelling their 15 minutes of fame is what they're smelling.
Yeah, we still haven't. We can't put this one on camera if we haven't put that one on
this
camera.
This one is on the internet all the time.
Okay.
All right. The little one is new, and we want to tell a story. You want to tell a story? What's your version of this story?
What's my version? I in between my sitting there perusing through social media and trying to sell things on the internet and playing video games on my phone while I'm clearly ignoring you and everything you say.
Obviously.
There's something going on outside our back door, as there usually is, you know. Possums, raccoons, squirrels, birds.
All sorts of
the occasional
wildlife.
beef lucin and, you know.
Just that one time I think we had the beef lucin.
And every morning you always tell me about how you check the camera footage from the night before to see who comes around while we're sleeping.
Yes.
And you had been telling me there are some cats out there. And they all blur together for me. It's just like, if you've seen one, you've seen them all. Like, for all I know, they're neighborhood ones or they're strays or whatever they are, but you just like...
anytime I see...
Like, we had a cat last night.
Anytime I see a cat especially, I'm one of two emotions always erupt within me. One is... Oh, look, a cat. I wonder who they belong to. And the other one is, we have foxes and coyotes come by all the time, and I'm just like, those poor babies.
I'm so desensitized to it because our shitty neighbors let their cats loose when they go out on vacation.
Well, that's why anytime
we usually end up bringing them in here.
That's why anytime I've ever seen a cat, I just presume that it belongs to somebody.
Like that time we opened the garage door and the neighbor's cat just walked in like he owns the place. So yeah. I think, one day I was at work and you had texted me that some fucking cat that had been around our back door like the night and the night before that had knocked over the bird feeder or knocked over the statue on the bird.
Broke my bird bath.
And I'm just like, okay, what am I going to do about it? And then I come home and you're trying to lure it into the living room. With tuna fish.
I was very adamant that this cat no doubt belongs to somebody. It's very docile. It's very clean. It's not really that skittish. And now it's starting to take food from me, which I know how cats work, and I know that guarantees that the cat will always come around. Even if it belongs to somebody.
It says to me that if the cat is that comfortable getting that close to you, that it has to be been domesticated at some point.
But then you got home from work, and as we're trying to sort of lure this cat to the door, we hear the neighbors talking about how the cat does not belong to them. And I just, and my brain went into overdrive, and I'm just like...
As she bonks her cone into the fucking piano.
And I'm just like, well, if this cat doesn't belong to them, then night is falling, and I don't want this cat out there for another night. So I'm just like,
the mother instinct within you.
My maternal instincts, what little I have of them, kicked in, and I went outside and I scooped this animal up into a towel.
Now, meanwhile, I'm still sitting there with my back to the door, face buried in my phone, playing a game or trying to buy something. And I'm looking around because I figure if I get up, this cat's going to run away. Because typically, you know, they see movement and they're just like, you know, take off.
Yeah.
And I'm peering around over my shoulder and I'm just like, oh my gosh, she's actually going to pick up this fucking cat. And sure enough.
Yeah. And we did not keep it. We did the right thing, and it was hard.
It was.
It was very hard.
Really funny that Sadie couldn't care less.
She didn't give a shit about the fact that I was just carrying a cat around the house. But we took it to animal welfare. We're like, they're on the brink of closing.
You were like, what do we do? I'm like, well, we need to call them now because it's Tuesday and it's the only day they're open late. So we have to catch them like right now.
Yeah, and they were like 15 minutes away from closing. And we're like, please, we
can be there in 14.
We're bringing a cat. And they just snatched her out of my arms as soon as we got there.
Yeah, because they probably thought we were degenerates.
I'm like, oh. So, you know, I mean.
To be fair, everyone at our animal welfare thinks that everybody who walks through their doors, if they're not an employee, then they must be a degenerate.
Really?
You have no idea the caliber of people they have to deal with on a regular basis. There are so many people that you could just see it in their eyes. Like they know that who they deal with should not have pets of any kind. Like,
but like the people that are trying to adopt, because they have the authority to prevent that from happening.
They do, and they actually do it quite a bit.
Really?
They do, because a lot.
Good for them.
You know, I know a lot of the people that work there and have worked there, and they are very, very proactive, very concerned, very reserved when it comes to, you know, the application process.
Yeah.
Oh, one time I had to go there to get Charlie's medical records or his adoption record, whatever it was. I needed a copy of it for something. And I said to one of the girls, I'm like, can I take a tour? Because I've never actually been through this place before. Yeah. And, you know, she let me go around, let some of the dogs lick my hands and whatnot. And we stood around just chit-chatting for a while.
Yeah.
And you could just tell that they are very, very protective because, you know, they take in rescues all the time and they want to make sure that they're not going to be abused, that they're not going to go to people who are neglectful, they're not going to go to people who are going to return them.
Now, what was funny was that, remember, like at least a year ago, you and I went in there just to like see.
Just to play with.
Just to see the cats.
Yeah.
And they did not.
The dogs.
And they did not have a problem with us, you know, going in. But like a week after.
Well, because we weren't trying to adopt anything. We just wanted to hang out.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
A week after bringing this stray to animal welfare, I went down there to check on her and see, you know, what maybe like fostering might look like.
Oh, I knew where this was going from the get-go.
Because I was still very hesitant at the idea. I mean, I couldn't stop thinking about this cat. And I still was uncomfortable with the idea of having another pet just because Sadie is old and she has special needs now and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I really don't want to put added stress on her. And I don't want her to feel displaced or replaced or anything like that.
That was always our biggest concern.
Yeah. So I went down just to like check on this cat and everything because they said that, you know, oh, she'll probably go get surgery and, you know, vaccinated and stuff like that. And she'll be up for adoption in like 2 weeks. And like a week later, I went in and they were like, oh, she's actually at the vet right now. She's getting spayed today and getting her vaccines and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay. And while I was there, I was just like, you know, I'm like, I thought maybe if she was here that, you know, maybe I could see her. And these two women literally looked at me, paused for a second, and they were like, we don't really like to do that. And I'm like, you don't like to let people look at the cats? And they were like, no, because then the cats can get attached and everything. And I'm like,
isn't that what you want?
I'm like, don't you want people and animals to bond so that they can go to forever homes?
Okay.
So it was really weird. And that's when I said, well, we're actually thinking about adopting her.
You should have been like, we're the ones who brought her in.
I did say that we were the ones that brought her in, but it was so weird because I was like, literally, and then the words just fell out of my mouth. I'm like, well, we're thinking of adopting her. Like, it was like I got caught in a stitch, and I was like, I don't know what to say.
I mean, listen, while I think it's kind of off-putting that they're that like that they're that hardcore and like anal about it, you've got to see some of the people that walk in there.
I can only imagine.
You've got to see, the people who go in to get like their first household pet, like for the kid or for, to replace somebody that, a pet that passed away or whatever it is. But you can just tell by their demeanor and by like that they're just some people that just shouldn't. There are people that think I shouldn't have pets.
Why?
Listen, I have not, admittedly so, have not always had the most patience when it comes to dealing with animals. That I have worked on over time.
And you've gotten better. I mean, in the time that you and I have been together, I've watched you get better.
But so basically people like me.
Like given the caliber of people in this town who just let their animals run wild, I understand.
Yeah.
But like
having worked the job that I have, constantly being in the vicinity of mostly dogs, but all sorts of other wildlife. I mean, I've rescued turtles on my job.
You have rescued turtles
from the size of a quarter to the size of a football.
I've helped stunned birds out here. They fly into the side of the building and they're just sitting in the grass, and I'm like, I need to help this bird.
I've come across snakes. I've come across deer. I've come across bear. I've come across fucking rabbits, foxes.
Lots of foxes.
Yeah, lots of foxes. Snakes. Did I say snakes? Yeah, whatever.
Snakes. Snakes.
And so because I'm always around a variety of different wildlife, it has taught me to appreciate, the fact that, animals can benefit from our intervention.
A part of my stomach fell out of me when we heard our neighbor actually say, like, you could be my cat.
No,
and I was like, absolutely not. And I was like, that's when it clicked. I'm like, we're bringing this animal inside right now. And finding out that she actually showed up to the shelter with worms retroactively freaked me out. I'm like, I was holding her that whole time.
But despite, how they treat the people that come in, because again, unless they know you, unless they're like, they know you, they're familiar with you or they're comfortable with you. That's part of the reason why I came in that time and I hung around and I talked to them, because I want to let them know. I'm like, because this is where I got this dog and this cat, so I've had a history with the organization. But I kind of want them to be like that, because I don't want them to just turn any animal over to some fucking person like me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I'm definitely with you on that point. And the application, the actual adoption application it feels almost like it's trying to trap you, because it asks questions that like it asks, like, if you're adopting a cat, what would you do if your cat started scratching the furniture?
Again,
I'm like, divert its attention to something appropriate to scratch.
Just let's put it out in the open. They want to make sure they're not turning rescues over to people who are going to hit them.
Absolutely.
Because
I understand that.
Our neighbors hit their animals. We've seen it. We've heard it. Like, yeah.
It's very upsetting.
And
it's extremely upsetting.
Like I said to you, I'm like, I wish we could police all of it, but we can't.
I know. I feel like we should carry around a squirt bottle for them. And like
hot
when...
sauce?
Yeah, let's just, like it's a toy gun full of hot sauce. And if they start doing that, just like, no!
Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't swatted at an animal before, but I certainly have not done it, with either of these two.
Yeah. I've never done it. I've never even had the balls to be like, oh, I'm going to scold this animal. I've scolded animals. Like, like Sadie's done a couple of things where I'm like, you cannot do that. I almost rationalize with her like she's a child.
It's a trauma response, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's understandable. It's unfortunate, but it is understandable.
Like, I haven't just been struck by my parents. I've been struck by a lot of people.
So, long story short...
Not an excuse, but, it's in the past.
Long story short, we have a cat now.
That wasn't short at all.
We sprung her from the clink, and it's very sweet, and it's very... I'm not nearly as anxious about it now that she's here, and she's been here for a few days. I think this is day 4. We brought her home on Thursday, and today is Monday.
At the time of recording.
And I was so nervous. I'm like, I worry that the dog is gonna nip at her. I'm like, this cat she's small.
Yeah.
She's
5 pounds.
She's 5 pounds. Like, she's a small thing.
Most people can put her in the palm of their hand.
Seriously.
Like, she's not a kitten.
No.
She's
she's probably about a year old.
That's what
at
they
this
told
point.
us.
Yeah, that's what they said. Without cutting her open and counting.
That's
the
why
rings.
You see us looking back and forth, because we're trying to see when they're going to come like into our periphery.
But like, I was worried, well, what are we going to do? How are we going to, the biggest thing for me was, how are we going to keep it so that they both get enough attention? How are we going to maintain enough distance so that, like, Sadie doesn't feel threatened?
Well,
so she doesn't go after the cat food, because
as long as it's high enough, it's fine.
Yeah. But then it's like, do we encourage the cat to get on the table to eat? Do we encourage the cat to get on the counter? It's like, I would really rather not.
Because it's only a matter of time before she's going on the tables and the counters anyway.
I'm still worried she's going to jump into the recycling.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, towards when Charlie ran away,
Yeah.
like, you had caught him jumping up on the countertops on the cameras.
Yeah.
And personally, I couldn't really care. Like,
Well, as long as, that's just it, is that as long as there's nothing that he can get into, like, I don't give a shit.
I mean, he did used to knock over the garbage.
Yeah, Banky used to get onto the bathroom counter and knock stuff off because it was the room where it was the loudest when it hit the floor. And he knew that. He's a smart ass.
Yeah, there were a few dead sleeps that Charlie woke me out of. Not one, but a few times knocking over the garbage, and other times like banging his head into the sliding door because he saw somebody out there in the middle of the night.
And meanwhile, Phoebe, her name is Phoebe.
Harper Phoebes.
She just wants to sit literally
Harbor
on.
Freight.
Harbor Freight. She just wants to sit on the back door mat and just stare.
So
at the outdoors where she used to be.
So for our listeners, when we got to animal welfare, they took this cat from us instantly
that we had already named.
And before, like within half a second, they brought her into through the door into the room where all the the quarantine cages are and whatnot. And I could hear one of the girls being like, "All right, this one's gonna be named Harper," and I'm like, "Ew."
Yeah.
Ew.
I was like, meh.
I'm
like Harper Collins?
Because we had been watching Friends throughout, these last few weeks, and when, we were trying to lure her in, and I'm just like, Phoebe.
Yeah, because I literally, I'm holding this cat, I'm like, well, what do we want to call her? And you just go, Phoebe. Yeah. And I'm like, okay.
Because if I have to choose between that or Rachel or...
We're not going to call a cat Rachel. That's weird.
What's the other one? Who's the other
Monica?
one? Monica. It's fucking Monica. You can't give... You know how people say you're not supposed to give pets, people names?
Yeah.
Or it's, a weird thing. I don't freaking know.
Whatever.
I don't really want to call her Rover. Spot.
Well, see, and I completely forgot that we had said the next time we get a girl pet, we were going to name her Dottie.
Paul, that's a person's name.
So we have a cat. Now,
Phoebe.
On a scale of 1 to 10, are you happy?
Yes. I'm still getting used to it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, are you happy? Yes.
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 Yeah.
It's just clicked. No, I'm it's tough because like Charlie leaving was still not resolved. Yeah. So the thought that he may still be out there, especially because I'm telling people that we just adopted a new cat, and now my coworkers are telling me, particularly our mail carrier who does the neighborhood is like, "Oh, have you ever been behind this unit? There's 3 outdoor cat houses." And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? What if my cat's been hanging out there for the last 4 years?"
Imagine.
And if I find him, he's coming home.
He's coming home, and then we'll have 2 cats.
That's fine. Because he'll be an old man, and she'll be, they won't give a shit. They won't.
Yeah,
fight.
But Sadie will remember him, and she'll just make that.
Yeah, but again. Phoebe will probably bite at his ears or something, and he'll just be like, "Ugh, I'm too old for this shit." He'll be like Danny Glover. I'm like, I'm too old for this shit.
So we have a cat. We officially adopted her.
How are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Yes or no?
I'm yes. I'm a yes. I'm a solid yes. I'm still in the
elated.
It's not like the dreamy honeymoon period of having a cat. I'm in the weird paranoid phase.
I think you're always going to be in the weird. As long as she's that small, you're going to be in the weird paranoid phase. Either that or you're just jealous because she got so close to me.
No, it's not that. I know that I am always going to. I mean, I had it when I adopted Sadie.
Hmm.
And I got Sadie a little like 6 weeks after I lost Banky. And I felt very guilty thinking, I really want to go look at other pets. Because Banky meant so much to me.
I forgot to set a timer.
It's okay. We're at 21 minutes. And but like and I actually I've looked it up, and it is actually it's this new pet guilt is a real thing.
Yeah, I believe it.
And she went upstairs. Yeah. I watched her go upstairs.
Sadie's on the couch.
So I'm still in sort of that phase, and it's making me paranoid. That's why like I'm still nervous to like let her roam around the entire house.
It'd be really funny if you like split screen with this episode, like the security camera footage, like what she's doing while we're recording this.
Yeah.
Just
for all we know, we're gonna catch her like taking a dump or something like that. It's like, what are you doing?
I mean, like I was always. There was a time in my life where I never thought I would have dogs or cats or like any of your pets that you couldn't put in a cage or like keep on a countertop. Mm-hmm. Like I just thought like, because people always make them out to be such a responsibility, and they are.
Well, they are.
But it's also kind of like having kids around. Like people always make it out to be such a big deal. And the thing is, if you have a good sense of what you're like, if you have the confidence to know that like I'm gonna do this right and I'm not gonna fuck up, like it's really not that difficult.
Well, I mean, with regards to both my pet parenting, as well as my step parenting, it all is the same. I treat them all like small people.
Like once I'd been around, domesticated dogs and cats long enough, like around like friends, ex-girlfriends, whatever. It's just like, oh, this is easy. Like, okay, just make sure that they get fed and bathed and they get taken out to go to the bathroom, frequently, and you don't feed them anything they shouldn't eat. Is she under the table?
I don't know. Where'd she go?
No, no. Gotta check the chairs too. Like that was always my biggest concern, because I'd seen so many of my friends give their dogs and cats not just human food, mm-hmm. but like the kind of human food like humans shouldn't even be eating. Like it sickened me to watch my now ex-girlfriend give her dog, her dying, bull mastiff, whole cheeseburgers and like pizza and cake and shit. And it's just like, okay, I get that he was like on his way out and shit, but before anybody knew that, like just to watch that take place, it was sickening. Because like, are you that dumb? Are you that irresponsible? Like, even if he's not about to die tomorrow, it's like, what the fuck are you, like, why hasten the process?
Well, that's just it. Like, everyone is sad because Sadie's 15 now. And, we go to a great expense, and we expend a lot of energy keeping her as fit as possible.
I thought you were going to say we go to a great vet.
We do go to a great vet.
We certainly do.
And we go often. As often
once
as
a week is pretty often.
Like, we quite literally do everything in our power to, short of playing God, to extend this dog's life as long as possible.
This is like the dog episode 2.0.
Yeah. I mean, that's just it. But like, anytime something's ever been wrong, the question arises, even with the vet that we really enjoy going to, and, the vet that we trust, it always comes down to, well, she is this age, really the only options if something is wrong is to make her as comfortable as possible. And I'm just like, well, duh. I'm like, I'm not naive with regard to that. I'm not about to be like, oh, you just think she's an old dog and everything. But like, at the same time, it does sort of get dismissed. Well, but like the idea that like, oh, well, she has stomach issues. Well, she is 15. It's like, no.
Like you said in our second or third episode, whichever one it was, the fact that there are people out there that dismiss a lot of things because of the fact that they're animals as opposed to human beings. Mm-hmm. And that's really kind of, it's upsetting to most pet owners, because most pet owners, especially if you're a pet owner who has multiple pets, at the same time, or has owned multiple pets over the course of your lifetime, you treat them like one of the family. You treat them as if like your whole world crumbles if anything bad would ever happen.
My whole world did crumble, and it will again. Hopefully, years from.
Here she is.
Oh, hi. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Just pick her up. Harper Phoebes, welcome to the show. Give us a meow right on yeah, right in the mouth.
I showed you on the camera.
So you guys on audio are gonna have to go over to YouTube because
go over to dtandyandjjstar.com right now and see this.
She's given a face.
She is wearing a cone right now because she's only been spayed for 6 days, so she's still in cone jail.
But that first night that she was here, I'm like, all right, so we're keeping her away from Sadie because just in case of the worms,
just in case,
and to keep the food and the litter and stuff away, and to keep her from exploring too much throughout the house.
Yeah,
but
making sure she doesn't get stuck in anything.
I slept in the daybed with her, and she would not leave my side all night. And now every night, so now that we have let her into the rest of the house, every single night she starts on your side of the bed, and ends it on my side of the bed. Every morning when I wake up, she is right up against my side.
She also, I've never known a cat. She slept through the entire fucking night.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first
Charlie used to,
the
first
around. The first night she was here, business. You slept in the daybed with her in a safe room, and the second night she slept in there by herself, and then you heard her meowing at like 4:30 in the morning.
No, I heard her meow once at 4:30.
Yeah. And then after that, we let her sleep in our room. And that first night, she got up and she barfed at 5 a.m.
I remember that.
And
I couldn't see. I thought it was Sadie.
And then she immediately went back to sleep. So good job. And then last night she slept in the bed with us, and she slept through the night.
Good.
I've never known a cat to do that.
It's really
ever.
It's really nice having a cat that isn't going to be, roaming throughout the house in the middle of the night.
This is new. We've also been closing the bedroom door so that she only has upstairs to walk around in right now.
Maybe she always had to be on high alert when she was stray.
Well, I'm sure she did.
Like at night, so maybe it's she's finally relaxed and knows that we're not going to eat her.
Well, she still backs away from us when we try and kiss her on the face.
Yeah, she doesn't like that.
But I think it's just because she's
also got really long whiskers on her eyebrows.
And I think being in cone jail has.
It's so funny to watch her walk.
I think her head is like too heavy because of the collar.
The cone's not that heavy for her, but it's just like,
Well, I don't know.
She does bump into every door frame.
Her head is the size of a tennis ball. She's so small. But
now she's trying to figure out how to get out of here.
It's actually it's almost wild to me because I feel like my nerves, my anxiety.
My turn.
Okay. Just be careful of that belly. She's like, go on out. But I feel like a lot of my nerves have been, sort of eased a little bit just because this cat is so much like my dog. She's extremely just I'm not going to say she's Velcroed, but she kind of is. She needs to be touching one of us. If we're sitting somewhere, she needs to be touching one of us. You can sit on the chair, but do not get on this table.
Yeah, scratch that cushion.
But Sadie is.
Now she's sitting like people.
Can we get a shot of that? Meow. We'll get her on mic next. We'll get her a microphone. Now that I've fucked up your camera.
I'm still on my mark, so
I know. All right, good enough.
Good?
We're good enough, yeah.
Why is it cockeyed?
Is it?
You're not. The camera looks crooked.
You're not.
All right.
was I talking about? Yeah. No, she's so much like the dog, though. Like the first day that I let them sort of interact with each other and I took, I let them have the run of upstairs, it was so bizarre to me.
Do you have anything you'd like to say?
No. um, But it's like the two of them it was wild because they're just on opposite sides of the bed and they're sleeping in identical positions. And when one gets up and rotates, the other one got up and rotated into the exact same position. And they just wanted a foot touching me at all times.
I just think it's great that, like, as much as I shift throughout the night, doesn't disturb her at all.
Oh, she doesn't give a shit. She doesn't give a shit. It makes me happy that she and Sadie will pass each other in the hall or the room or on the sofa or something, and they barely acknowledge each other. They're just like, and it reminds me of the cartoon with the coyote and the sheepdog. Morning, Ralph. Morning, Sam. That's all I think of when I see
Travis
that.
will get that one.
Yeah. But it's been, it's been what? It's been
a
Thursday,
a
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
5 days. It's been a sleep deprived week because I just want to make sure I don't roll over onto her. And
she's so small.
Yeah.
She's so small. I've been mostly I've had the concern of making sure that the dog doesn't sit on her
or jump
on her or throw her down the stairs or anything like that.
It's nice having a cat in the house again.
It is nice having a cat in the house again. I'm trying to get used to it. I'm enjoying it, but I'm trying to get used to it. Like I had to do so much math this morning to figure out exactly how much food this cat is supposed to be eating and how to maintain a feeding schedule so that, because we can't leave food out for her for either one of them because they will go after each other's food.
She is very much like Charlie trying to Spider-Man her way up the screen door.
But fortunately, after Charlie left, we replaced
it.
We did have the
common sense.
The common sense to replace it with a very heavy duty screen. But
that's where I don't feel guilty per se, but I feel like I was reluctant because he's been gone, what, 4 years?
It's been almost 4 years. 3.5 years at this point, yeah.
So, like, I always felt like in case he comes back, I can't get another cat. Like, he was my first cat.
Yeah.
And,
And you got him as a kitten.
I got him as a kitten.
Yeah.
And I got him back because when my ex left, she took him with him, and then he started pissing on all of her stuff. Good job, boy. And she was like,
Hi.
If you don't take him, then we're never going to see him again. And I'm like, okay, I'll absolutely.
What did that mean? What was she gonna do? Flush him?
Yeah. No, she was gonna either return him or like give him to somebody or whatever. And I'm like, don't you dare give my fucking cat away. I wanted that cat. But I'm like, I was kind of always holding a torch for him because it's like, what if he does come back? What if he is still out there? Like,
yeah.
So I look at her and I'm like, oh, you're so cute, but you're not Charlie, but you're still cute, and it's.
Well, this is the first animal that you and I have adopted together.
I have to, make myself okay with the idea that, we're not going to be able to hold on to the same animals throughout the entirety of our lives. Yeah. Eventually, we are going to have to adopt new ones and accept the loss of old ones.
Come here, Sadie.
It's really shitty, but that's life.
I was very adamant for almost 4 years now. I was very adamant that I have no intention whatsoever of getting a new animal, of having another animal in this house until Sadie was gone.
And how many times did I say to you, like, after Sadie goes, like, we need a break. We need a, time.
You did. You said we need a time where we don't have anything to worry about. No responsibilities like that and everything.
No responsibilities. No, built-in excuses. Oh, we have to leave early so we can get home to the dog or whatever. It's just like, let's take some time to go enjoy our lives and go out and do things, whatever. And it's like, here, we're right back to where we were.
You and I are not.
I don't regret this decision.
No,
not at all.
I don't think you and I, for as much as we would maybe like to be responsibility less. I don't think that we're the type of people to. I feel like we would suffer from the emptiness.
Like, personally, it makes me glad that I'm not in a band at the moment, because I don't have to, we don't have to worry about, how long are we leaving them? Worry about taking them with us. I always wanted Sadie at all of my shows, but it didn't stop me from feeling bad that she's got to listen to all that loud fucking noise.
Yeah. Now she doesn't have to.
Like, lately when I've been walking her, it's like, I look at her and I'm like, I don't have to fucking go anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't have any long extended, anything. I don't have to leave you alone to have to take care of 2 animals.
Let me tell you, that first day, the first 2 days, okay, the days when Phoebe was alone, was locked in the safe room. I jerry-rigged the 2 baby gates together to create a wall. We closed the door.
Good thing we didn't get rid of those.
We did all of this shit to secure her and keep them separate because Phoebe had parasites and we needed to make sure she was clear before they could interact and everything. And going back and forth, trying to bond with her and trying to assure Sadie that things are completely normal and make sure that both of them are eating and both of them are doing what they need to be doing and making sure that neither one, like... Is she in the carrier?
She's in the carrier. Yeah, she's popped her head through the roof.
What a weirdo.
And popped out. And now she's back under the curtain.
Meow. See, and this is the type of shit I was about to talk about.
Like, hurry up, you two.
When I would leave one to go hang out with the other one for a little while, it was like the other one wouldn't stop moving.
She's now taken over Sadie's spot on the couch.
That's cool.
She just plopped herself down on the blanket.
But I literally, like, it was so... Honey, she's fine. We're doing a podcast here.
About the cat.
The cat is fine.
All right, go ahead.
Sitting there. But like it was so stressful. It was so stressful, and I had an instantaneous, like, just blip in my mind of, what have I done?
What have you signed up for?
What have I gotten myself into? Because, yeah, you're not home. You're out working and stuff like that. And I'm just like, my brain was like, well, they're going to be fine. I'm home almost all day.
Yeah, but I'm not miles away.
No, you're not. But I'm just like, oh my God. So the fact that they are perfectly fine with each other is like,
the weight off your shoulder,
the biggest relief ever.
I mean, listen, if it were up to me, I would still take them everywhere I go. Like, okay, I've seen so many of my friends who literally take their dogs with them everywhere. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter what store they're going to. Doesn't matter how long, like, if they have to leave them in the car, like if they're going shopping or whatever. Like, I know a lot of people are not fond, particularly you are not fond of that idea.
I don't like that.
But, like, I always wanted to have pets that I could literally have with me 24/7.
I have gotten more comfortable because when I first got Sadie, because she's my first dog. I never had a dog before her. I was afraid of dogs before her. I was a little paranoid about bringing her places because I was like, what if I end up bringing her somewhere with me and something happens? What if she encounters another dog and I don't know how to, I don't know how to handle that situation? What if I go somewhere and she's not allowed to come in and then I have to leave her? And I'm like, I'm so uncomfortable with all of that I really would try my hardest not to take her places.
Those I'm sorry to cut you off. Yeah. Those are the kind of irrational fears that you don't realize aren't really a big deal until you've lived through them.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I was still working security, I'm standing at the door to this store, and these people came in with a small dog in a baby stroller.
Yep.
And they had told me ahead of time, they're like, only service animals can come in, provided they have paperwork. And I'm like, okay, so they come in with
paperwork. Nice try.
Is what it was. But I was like, I'm sorry. I said, is that a service dog? And they're like, no. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you can't bring it in. And then all of us, like, they started to make kind of a thing out of it.
Yeah.
And then the manager got called over and he apologized and he let them in. And I'm like, well, then why the hell did you tell me to refuse anything but service dogs? So And then eventually over time, I'm like, you know what? I don't see why it's such a fucking big deal
It's
anyway.
not.
Most people nowadays love dogs. Like, it's the minority that doesn't.
Like, it's not, it's got nothing to, and that's got nothing to do with it. It's, the thing of it is that the ADA specifically does not require paperwork to be presented. No documentation is required. You can just say your dog is a service dog.
Now, in regards to this cat that we just adopted, like, if it were up to me, I'd take her everywhere. I mean, I put her in the carrier and brought her on a walk yesterday.
You did. You just put her in the carrier.
And yes, I felt a little awkward,
like
carrying
a gym bag.
But it was my idea, so.
But it was, I mean,
she is either licking and or scratching.
She's licking her. She's trying to lick herself. She's trying to lick herself, but she keeps getting the inside of the cone. You're just like a peeping Tom over here. You're just like.
Well, we adopted this cat. I don't want to not, pay attention to it.
She's gonna be okay for another 20 minutes.
And so are our listeners. Jeez.
Cats. I've always been comfortable with cats. I've only ever had the one, and then I lived with Charlie, obviously. So this is technically my third, because if you count Charlie, this is my third cat that I have lived with. I don't count Emma because Emma lived in well, technically she lived with me for about 3 months, but she wasn't allowed in the rest of the house. She wasn't allowed in the rest of the apartment because Banky tried to eat her, which is why she ended up going to my parents. But like cats have always been, I mean, cats are very self-sufficient. They just are. Now, do I think that if we went on vacation, we can just leave the cat alone?
No.
Absolutely not.
Why would that even be a thought in your
head?
Like,
that would
who would even suggest that?
People do that.
That's because people are stupid.
I've known plenty of people who are like, well, I'm only going away for like 3 days. The cat will be fine. I'm like, how fucking dare you?
I mean,
but I'm also the same. I'm that type of person who's like, if you're going to do grocery shopping, don't fucking leave your dog in the car. Like, that bugs me. Like, I have gone to like the drugstore and Sadie's been left in the car, but like if she's in the car and let's say I'm on the pharmacy line and the line's not moving, I leave. Like, I'm like, no, I'm not going to leave the dog in the car. I mean, it bugs me. It just bugs me to do it.
Like, especially knowing what I know now, like in those situations, I would just bring the dog into the store with me and to hell with the consequences.
And I've gotten more comfortable with that. Yeah. I've gotten more comfortable with that.
Because what are they going to do? They can tell me I can't bring it in. But like, oh, well, I'll take her out as soon as I'm done doing what I'm doing.
But that's just it, is that even the ADA specifically states that the dog has to be leashed and under your control at all times. And it needs to be housebroken. And you take any responsibility for any accidents that may or may not happen. And I'm just like, well, duh.
Like, ask yourself, not just you, but our listeners, ask yourself, how often do you honestly see an unruly dog in a public space anymore? Or at all? Like, whether it's a service dog or not, how often, like, when was the last time you went to the mall or,
and saw an unruly dog?
Yeah, and saw a dog that was out of control? It doesn't happen. You know why? Because the people who own those kinds of dogs don't bring them in public.
I love taking Sadie to Barnes and Noble because she will just lie.
Sit there and read with you?
Basically. I'll have a book and we'll go to Starbucks and she'll just lie on the floor and everyone will just come over and say, oh. And I'm like, yeah, isn't she great?
Yeah.
I'm like, in her old age, she's even more, she's even more calm than she ever was before around people. She's not skittish at all.
I mean, it's not unheard of to put cats on leashes. I've now seen several of my customers, including our good buddy Steve, taking his fucking cat out for a walk.
I worry a little bit about putting Phoebe in a harness just because you cannot tell me, you cannot guarantee that she will not Houdini out of that thing.
I think she would be okay. I think she'd be inclined to walk or at least move. Charlie, on the other hand, I got him a harness and you put him outside, you could not get him to move. He refused.
Yeah.
He absolutely refused.
I think that if we ever put...
I think he was afraid of the outside.
If we put Phoebe in a harness, Banky was afraid of the outside. If we put Phoebe in a harness and a leash, we could carry her and be perfectly safe. Like, because she's fine being carried. She doesn't... I mean, she's a little difficult to carry because of the cone. But like once she's out of the cone, like we could put her in a harness and a leash and carry her. I don't know that we could walk with her necessarily. But I also like if we're going to like the mall, I'm not going to be like, "Oh, well, let's take the cat." It's like the cat will be fine in the house.
Yeah, no, I know.
When we're at the mall, the cat will be fine in the house when we go out to dinner or something like that.
When we go on vacation, she comes with us in the carrier.
The possibility exists. I'm not going to go into the probability right now.
Listen,
but the possibility exists.
I don't want to put any fear in your mind, but I've heard so many stories and actually been experienced quite a bit of like you leave your pet with a friend or a family member or whatever, and something bad usually ends up happening. Like I remember when I was a kid, I don't remember where we went for like a week or whatever it was, but we left the guinea pig with somebody, one of my mom's like students or brother's friends or whatever it was, and they fucking killed the guinea pig. I know, like
I've gone away and left my cat with my parents.
I've gone away. So
we went away and left the cat with your parents.
We used to be very fortunate because back when Steve and Michelle were still living here, you know, if we were going anywhere, we could be like, hey, you know, here's a key. Can you go check in on Charlie or Shorty or whoever happened to be here at the time?
Hi, Sadie.
And, you know, they would do that. They would, you know, Lance had been here a couple of times and checked in on Charlie and played with him and whatnot.
He checked in on Sadie.
Yeah, her too. Where were we going?
I don't remember. It must have been when we were in the city one night.
You know, but like if I was going to ask somebody to watch one of our pets, it would have to be somebody that we trust implicitly. Like I wouldn't just like leave them with anybody.
Yeah, no. Like if I were to ask my mom, like, could you, you know, like one of you stay at your house with your cat, one of you stay at our house with our cat, I am sure that the possibility exists.
Oh, is that up for debate now?
It's a possibility.
Which of your parents is going to stay here?
Probably my mom.
Yeah, but I mean, the house is full of guitars. Your dad would be in heaven.
My mom
He'd never want to leave.
My mom would have to drop my dad off here and then come pick him up also.
Well, you just put that out there, not me.
I'm just saying that, you know, I mean, listen, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. I also don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that one of the girls at the vet's office, you know, considering that they all loved her when she was there and one of them actually wanted to adopt her out from under us. You know, I mean, for all we know, you know, one of them would be willing to watch her or something like that, you know? But this is a few months away. We'll figure that out, you know, when the time comes and everything, because just the logistics of traveling with a cat, given, you know, like, I don't like the idea of leaving the cat in a hotel room by herself all day.
I mean, you don't really like the idea of leaving a dog in a hotel room either.
No, I don't. I don't.
We've left Sadie in several hotel rooms.
Yeah, but not all day. No.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Not all day.
Yeah.
You know, but I also don't necessarily like the idea of bringing the cat to a convention because that's a lot more to babysit. And I think the cat would be a lot more skittish of that many people and that much noise.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, it's whatever is for the benefit.
Have fun in Nashville. I'll stay here with your mom and the cat and the
dog.
Stay
here with my mom. You won't have the dog. The dog
goes,
you need
somebody to protect you.
I need somebody to be with me. But I
hope you earn those tips.
I am really enjoying having a cat in the house again. But it's weird considering how I don't know. I mean, I've always said that basically my dog is essentially a cat. She's just a
45-pound cat.
She's a 45-pound cat. Well, she's a 35-pound cat at this point. But she's always acted like a cat because she just wants to be near me. She just wants to touch me. She
must have been raised by cats.
She sleeps all balled up and everything like that, you know, like she acted a lot like Banky used to. And now Phoebe is acting like her. So I'm just like,
you just have that effect on.
I do. And this is just it, is these animals find me. When I got Banky, I was in the pet store looking at hamster stuff because I had a hamster at that point. And and I was looking at the cat stuff and I was saying, oh, like it would be so nice to have a cat one day and everything. And this woman just like comes out of nowhere and she just have, like, psst, did I hear you say you're looking for a cat? Like, I swear to God, like a drug deal going down or something like that. And
she's just got him in her van.
She had the cat in her shopping cart.
Banky?
Yes. And he was shaking and everything. And I was like, oh, this poor baby. And she's just like, my cat beats him up and we can't keep him. Would you like him? And I was like, well, give me your number, but I'm not allowed to have a cat in my apartment. So I called my landlord that night and I was like, okay, what will it take? And he's like, I want a whole other month's rent. And the cat, the cat can't cause any damage. And we're just like, done.
You had to give your landlord a whole extra month's rent?
Yep, he wanted a month's rent.
What a dick.
And I paid it.
Fuck him.
I was like, take it. And I went the next day and I got this cat. And I was like, and just seeing the environment that he was in, like the way the kids were like treating him and the other cat was, keeping him away from the food and everything. And I was like, I'm fucking rescuing this animal.
In that time, did Banky cause any damage to the apartment?
Nope. But we also...
Did you get your deposit back?
I think so, yeah. But we also paid off our lease early because we left 2 months early so that we could get into a better apartment for the cat.
Oh, boy.
So that we could get into a better apartment. And then when Sadie, I had gone to the Humane Society to look at dogs, and like the idea of getting a dog was completely foreign to me, but I had like looked on their website to see who was up for adoption and everything like that, and I'm like, ooh, let's go look at these ones and everything, and literally walked in, did a double take, caught eyes with Sadie, and we're just like, and I was like, well, obviously that's the one I'm gonna leave with, and she wasn't even on my radar. But that's the one I'm leaving with. And then Phoebe just shows up on the porch one day. I'm like, these animals are coming to me.
Okay, well, then the next time an animal comes to me, I'm bringing it home, whether you like it or not.
If you bring home a turtle or a snake, you have to feed it.
That's fine. I don't mind. I've fed turtles and snakes before. I've fed tarantulas before. I was just telling you that. So we're in the line at Petco today. Exchanging the beds.
Yeah.
And we see the cashier scooping up a bag full of crickets for somebody. And that just instantly brought my memory back to when I had to feed my brother's friend's tarantula while he was moving down to Florida.
And you fed it crickets?
Yeah. He got a bag of crickets every week.
Yeah, and how did that go? You babysitting a spider.
It was
could not have gone well.
Considering its terrarium was on my workbench, just having to look at it all afternoon. Ugh. I
don't have a problem with the existence of things like that, but I don't mind snakes. I don't really mind tarantulas.
Yeah, but I hate spiders.
The very idea of having to feed them, though.
But see,
I can't do that.
As I was saying earlier with, doing this job and getting used to being around all sorts of wildlife, I see spiders every fucking day. Yeah, they are in every fucking mailbox. They like to drop down from the roof of my truck while I'm driving and scare the shit out of me.
And they're holding their bellies like, ha, 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 ha.
Like,
gotcha.
Last week and the week before, I swatted 2 spiders each week off of me while driving.
Yeah.
One of which was in my lap.
Yeah.
It's like I'd really prefer for these things to not crawl up my shirt especially while I'm driving. Like,
I was the one. It was weird because I've always not afraid of spiders, but like I'll always have a problem with them in my sphere.
Yeah, same. Like I'm not afraid anymore, but
But like when I worked in the basement of the dispensary, I mean, there were spiders all over the place, and I would save them and I would take them outside. It would be so funny because like the receptionists would see on the you're distracting me so hard.
I'm trying.
I know I'm trying to tell a story.
She
was
smiling at me.
They would like catch me they would just see me going from like one area to get like a plastic bin or a bowl or a plate or something. And then walking with this thing out to the back door, they'd be like, "Oh, JJ's saving another spider. She's out there saving another spider."
I as much as I don't want to look at them and I don't want to touch them and I don't want to know that they're there, like I can't slam on the brakes when I'm driving.
Yeah.
To jump out of the truck and try and wipe this thing off of me. It's
I have done that.
Because I have to think, okay, there's people behind me, there's people in front of me, I may cause an accident, and it's just a spider.
Yeah.
The same thing with if I see it crawling on my skin, it's just like if I was a kid, I would have freaked out about something like that. But it's like now, it's like the thing's probably been on my skin all day long, biting me already. So it's just
because they say that you're never more than 6 feet away from a spider at any time in your life.
I mean, as soon as I brushed that thing off me when I was able to pull over, I immediately thought to myself, okay, the bites I'm feeling on my fucking butt and thighs are probably from that thing.
I don't think a spider is crawling all over the outside of your clothes, just being like, let's bite you.
Well, I wear really loose pants, so for all I know, they've crawled up my clothes before. But anyway.
Possible.
But, the point of that story, Brian, is that, in being exposed to a variety of animals, I have grown accustomed to all of them. And now it's just I was never not accustomed. I grew accustomed to cats when I was in high school because my girlfriend at the time started with 5.
Mm-hmm.
Her family had 5 cats and a dog. 5 turned into 7. So they had 5, they adopted 2 more. And then those 7 multiplied so many fucking times. By the time her and I broke up, they had fucking 20 cats. I remember one night.
Control the pet population, people.
Have your pets spayed or neutered.
Pets spayed or neutered.
Thanks, Bob Barker. I remember one night I slept on the couch in the living room and I woke up to a kitten flying across the room and landing in my crotch.
Flying across the room.
These kittens used to love to, scruff and fight and play and whatever. And they would literally fly across the room. And I'm like, and the house fucking stunk.
I would imagine.
With that many cats, pooping and pissing and eating and everything, it's just like. Ugh.
Well, that's just it. Is that I don't, in all of my experience with people who have cats, and in particular multiple cats, the idea that you are, not persistently maintaining a clean litter box is mind-boggling.
You want to talk about a terrible fucking pet owner? I remember when she had the 7 and one of the 7 gave birth, and they have all these kittens, and then one of them they had to fucking bury almost instantly because it was covered in parasites. They lifted the towel and this thing's still alive and it's just got things crawling all over it. And I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, there's nothing we can do about it. And I didn't know anything at the time, so it's just like.
Was it dead?
No, it was still breathing, but it had these whatever it was. I don't know if it was worms or fleas or whatever it was, but you could see it. They were literally crawling all over this kitten's fur. And it's just like, take it to the fucking vet.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, there's just some things you can't unsee, and for me that was one of them.
Phoebe is the first pet that I've ever had who has had parasites, honestly. I remember getting Banky checked as soon as I adopted him. He was a back alley adoption. And Sadie was clean as a whistle and spayed long before I got her. So it was weird to hear that but Phoebe was feral. I mean, we don't know how long she was feral for, but she was out there for long enough that she was, hunting and, and managed to get herself
considering
worms.
How docile she is, she must have had interactions with people
She
before.
must have. She must have. But she's the first animal that I've ever interacted with that had parasites. And I'm just like,
and
I'm like, oh.
See, that didn't.
I'm like, oh no.
But the other thing too is that nobody else put up a poster or anything. Because the first thing we asked animal welfare was, did anybody make a report? So you bring her in. Mm-hmm. I call them and I said, did anybody report a cat missing? Here's her description.
Yep.
They said no. I'm like, okay. I call back. I checked the clock and I called back 5 minutes later. I'm like, shit. If we don't bring her in there now, we're gonna have her overnight and we don't know what she may have.
Yeah.
And so thankfully they waited for us.
Very, very thankful. They said that the night we brought her in, she threw up worms.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh.
And then I said to you, I'm like, you talking about bait or are you talking about
Yeah, you talking about live worms or wax ones? Just wax worms are 75 cents.
Talking about worms here.
Oh, I'm glad that she's young. I'm glad that she's healthy, and I'm glad that she is as sweet.
That doesn't sound creepy at all. Weirdo.
I'm glad that she's young. I like them young. She's very, very sweet, and I hope that we get a lot more good stories out of her. And I hope that we have a lot of stories to tell between her and Sadie.
Just don't open the window too much.
No, we're still a little bit shy.
She's passed out on the couch right now.
We're still a little bit shy about opening up any of the screens, and giving her that much freedom. And it'll be later this week, when she's no longer in cone jail, it will be another level of paranoia for me, because then it's going to be, she can get into anything now. The cone stops her from doing a lot of things. Now she'll be able to slink her way through, because she's only about the diameter of a pipe cleaner. So I mean, she'll be able to fit into God knows what. So it's going to be interesting.
You do know pipe cleaners come in varying sizes.
It doesn't matter, because they're all still just that thin metal tube in the middle.
And she's soft and smells like,
so soft.
And she smells like Cheerios. Why do all babies smell like Cheerios?
It's very strange. She sort of smelled like Special K when we first adopted her. It was interesting. She's a good cat, and we have a good dog. So we are two.
Sadie's entering the grandma phase.
She is, and I'm glad that she's not reacting to Phoebe the way she reacted to Charlie. Charlie would get just close to her, and she didn't dislike Charlie, but she would immediately her lip would just curl right back.
Charlie did not like female animals.
No,
he liked female humans, but he did not. Yeah,
bapping her on the head, and I would find new scratches and scabs.
Because
you never saw
him do that to other male animals, but you saw him do it to every female dog or other cat. Yeah. Well, actually, no, he wasn't around other cats. So any female dog that he was around, and I saw him do it to 3 female dogs.
Well, maybe no, Sadie's
that's not
more
true. He never swatted at Shorty. He swatted at Lily. He swatted at Luna. He swatted at Sadie. He did not swat at Shorty.
Grumpy old man.
Well, that just tells you how great Shorty was.
True. I look forward to seeing what the next week brings in the new adventures of this ever expanding family. This was a good talk.
Oh, it's only a matter of time before an opossum makes its way into this house.
That's next. The other night, she was sitting by I think it was last night. It was last night or the night before. She was sitting by the slider, and the possum was outside. And I was just like, do you know him from your wild child days? He's next, I'm like, if I open the door, can you get him in
Eventually, we're going to have to let the birds in and the squirrels. And
yeah. It's only a matter of time.
That's what I think she's watching out for. It's like when she's at the window and she's chattering or doing whatever. She's like, where's my posse? When are they going to come looking for me?
Oh, thank you out there in podcast land for listening. We have had a blast. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for humoring us. And again, thank you for all of the interactions, the new interactions that we've had online. And again, positive or negative, we appreciate your download. And, if you pass us along to your friends, even better. And, you can find us at ttppodcast.com. You can find us streaming on Podbean, and give us a like and a follow there. DT Andy and JJ Star with 2Rs.com is where you can find all of our videos, and you'll want to go there because we put the cat on camera today. So you're going to want to see that. You can find us on Instagram, DT Andy and JJ Star with 2Rs, or email us, DTAndy and JJ Star with 2Rs at gmail.com. Questions, comments, concerns for our well-being, conversation starters and enders, pictures of your cats, perhaps. Who knows? Maybe we'll come for them next. You got anything going on?
I'm tired.
You're tired. It's been a big day.
It's
been a big day, and it's a school night, so we gotta call it. We gotta call it soon and get going. Also find Love Hard Art and Coat of Arms Tattoo, of course, on Instagram. Give a like and follow to everyone. You will find Love Hard Art and at least one of these animals at the Nashville Tattoo Expo at the Fairgrounds in Nashville, Tennessee, August 14th, 15th, and 16th. We're getting ready for that. Work is starting to recommence now that the storms of whether or not these animals will let me do things have finally subsided. Now it's up to me to get back on track for myself. Final thoughts?
We're all counting on you. Good luck.
But that's it for me. Is that it for you?
That's it for me.
That's a full lid from the three of us. Excuse me.
The four of us.
From the four of us at That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Star.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
We'll talk to you later.